With the recent release of Resident Evil Village, all eyes are back on the survival horror genre, and I absolutely love this genre, going all the way back to the original Resident Evil on the PlayStation 1. I'm probably showing my age a little bit with that one. Anyway, if you're an Xbox Game Pass subscriber, there are a wealth of games in this genre that you can play for free. So here's my pick of the best zombie survival horror games that you can play as an Xbox Game Pass subscriber. Welcome to my tech gear. Let's get into it. Before we go any further, if you do enjoy the video, please don't forget to like and share it. And if you're not subscribed yet, then consider hitting that button down below and that notification bell so you're notified about new videos as and when I post them. It really helps me grow this channel so that I can keep making videos like this for you. Thanks. Resident Evil 7 Biohazard received critical acclaim on its release, as many saw it as a return to form for the Resident Evil franchise. And as it's the prequel to Resident Evil Village, I thoroughly recommend playing it first. The formulaic third-person perspective from earlier Resident Evil games is now replaced with a frighteningly claustrophobic first-person perspective. That really does ramp up the tension in this awesome survival horror game. The plot sees you play Ethan Winters, who is lured to a derelict plantation in Louisiana by a message from his wife Mia, who has been presumed dead for the last 3 years. He finds Mia imprisoned in the basement of a derelict house and frees her, who then, after trying to lead him out of the house, goes completely psycho and attacks him, where, to be honest, it's a downward spiral into chaos and your worst nightmare from there. You find yourself captured by the Baker family, whom you eventually escape from, and then spend the rest of the game trying to get away from them. Sounds simple enough, eh? Well, not so much. It feels like there are monsters lurking around every corner, and that probably sums up the game really well, because it feels like they're around every corner, but they aren't. It's that focus on suspense rather than jump scares that really builds the tension and the fear in the game. Add to that the first-person perspective of the game and the fact that it's so dark that you typically can only see what your flashlight is shining on, and you will be on the edge of your seat playing this. None of the monsters feel particularly hard to kill though, unless you're caught unawares, and the boss fights, whilst varied, are rarely difficult. Having to solve puzzles to progress in the game is a typical Resident Evil affair, and it's no different here. However, whereas in earlier games they became a complete hindrance when they couldn't be solved, the puzzles here are really difficult, and the focus is definitely on the narrative of the game, and it is all the better for it. At around 10 hours of gameplay, it's just the right length. You can spend significantly longer in it though if you want to complete all the variations and extras. It's immersive survival horror at its best. Try it if you dare. State of Decay 2 leaves the claustrophobic feel of Resident Evil 7 behind and instead introduces you to a zombie-infested post-apocalyptic open world. The focus of the game here is to build your small community of survivors as they seek to rebuild a corner of civilization, which will see you scavenging the world for supplies, fortifying your base, and moving to greener pastures when needed. You select which survivor to bring along on a scavenging run for the food and ammo you need, and who you'll use to fight off the zombies attacking your base. It's not only the zombies you'll be facing in this game, as you'll also have to choose how you deal with other people who move into your town. Will you be friendly and welcoming, or will you aggressively defend your territory? This truly is The Sims meets The Walking Dead. Each character has their own special set of skills and traits, which you'll also need to utilise to stand the best chance of staying alive. With co-op multiplayer support as well, you can team up with your friends and communities and help them through a tough spot and bring back rewards for your own communities later. There is also a 10-hour narrative campaign and a 4-player zombie slaughtering siege defense mode if you want to try something different. There is combat, it's just not the main focus. Certainly when you chop the head off a zombie with a single swing, that feels immensely satisfying. But beyond that, it's not overly complex or requires a lot of skill. This is the Juggernaut edition of the game, which sees some extensive changes over the original release. There is a new map, better graphics all round with more light effects, more foliage, a better colour palette, and even additional weather features like fog. There are also new weapons, such as two-handed melee weapons that have a huge range and are great for clearing a path through zombies. There's also a new map along with larger bases that all give the game a fresher, more polished feel over the original release. Humanity is on the brink of extinction. From New York to Moscow, Jerusalem to Tokyo, the undead apocalypse continues to spread. And as the end looms, a hardened few band together to defeat the horde and outlive the dead. So starts the premise for World War Z, a third-person co-op zombie shooter based on the film of the same name. The main game sees up to 4 players team up to fight against the swarming hordes of oncoming zombies. The focus here is on fast-paced gameplay, and at the speed that the horde comes at you, it's the only speed this game is going to be played at. As you play through each episode of the game, you will see yourself playing in different locations around the world, with both offensive and defensive objectives for different levels, ensuring that the gameplay isn't completely one-dimensional. The first time you see a horde of zombies coming over a rooftop or out of a tunnel is captivating. Seeing them climb over each other to scale fences, walls and buildings, all in a bid just to get to you, is so well done. Don't wait and watch though, start firing as soon as you see them. There is also a horde mode where you get to see how many swarms of zombies you and the rest of your team can fight off before you all inevitably die. Add to that a player versus zombies game mode that sees you fight each other whilst zombies charge through the battle arena, and there's certainly some variety out of the main game mode to keep you occupied. As you progress further in the game, you can also unlock powerful weapon upgrades and level up your character to take on greater challenges. There's nothing revolutionary here or particularly difficult either. The game is playing to its strengths. You want to shoot down hordes of zombies, and it's giving you exactly that. What's better than shooting down an army of Nazis in a World War II game? Shooting down an army of undead Nazis in a World War II game, of course. Zombie Army 4 Dead War is a third-person shooter that sees Hitler's undead army rise once again from hell. With new levels, epic weapons and a new campaign, there's plenty to get your teeth into in this 1 to 4 player co-op game as you save humanity from undead Armageddon. This game is brought to you by Rebellion Developments, the same software house that brought you the excellent Sniper Elite 4. Now, whereas Sniper Elite 4 was focused on being a tactical shooter, Zombie Army 4 most definitely is not. There are elements of Sniper Elite shining through though, most obviously the slow-mo sniper shots as you take down the zombie horde. These are completely over the top, super gory and great fun. It's not just about sniper shots here though, as you are rewarded with special abilities like faster shotgun reloads or special sniper kills the higher your number of kills. You also recover health the more up-close melee kills you perform. All that encourages a diversity to your gameplay, ensuring that you're mixing up long-range sniper shots, gunning down a swarm with a machine gun, and performing close-quarters knife kills. It's a nice addition to a game that could otherwise be very samey. You can play the game solo, but it's most fun when played with a group of friends online, and when you die, you get to watch yourself turn into a zombie, and you can't respawn until your teammates gun you down. Never has it been more fun to kill a friend. There is an upgrade system for your weaponry and you can switch between weapons and upgrade them. However, you have to start from scratch with each one, so once you start upgrading one weapon, honestly you're unlikely to want to go back to square one and start again with a new weapon, as the main campaign itself is only around 8 hours of gameplay. The zombies don't just come in a single variety, and you will see yourself fighting off exploding zombies and even flamethrower zombies as you progress through the game. You can even don the flamethrower yourself and burn all the zombies back to hell. It's a massively over-the-top weapon and immensely satisfying to use. Zombie Army 4 essentially zombifies Sniper Elite 4, and that's not a bad thing. After all that death, destruction and general end-of-the-world type stuff, I thought I'd slip in a cheeky little something here that's a little more light-hearted while still being zombie-related. If you have Game Pass Ultimate, then you also have access to EA Play as part of that subscription, which includes all the Plants vs Zombies games. Yep, that's right, all of them. These games are chaotic fun as you choose to play either a plant or a zombie in various team versus team scenarios. Whether you want to play as classic characters such as Colonel Corn or Super Brains, or newer characters like Electric Slide or Nightcap, you'll enjoy swapping your character choice around as each of them play so differently. Now, you can play the latest one, Battle of Neighborville, but the game has had constant issues since its release. It's its predecessor, Garden Warfare 2, that's regarded as the best of the bunch. Give either a go and see what you think. It's a player v player online shooter at its most bright, cheery and chaotic. It's just fun. So there you go, plenty of zombie horror filled games to get your teeth into. Do let me know in the comments down below which ones you've decided to try and which ones you like the most. Thanks for watching. If you have enjoyed the video, please don't forget to like and share it. If you're not subscribed, consider hitting that button down below. And as always, see you in the next one.